The sky burns red over the heart of Rome. The city trembles as flames rise higher, consuming temples, homes, and dreams alike. And far above the chaos, on the balcony of a marble palace, stands a man, calm, composed, almost amused. He laughs softly, sings and strums his lyre, while his empire turns to ash beneath him. His name is Nero, Emperor of Rome. History remembers him as the ruler who watched while Rome burned. But what if the truth was even darker? Because some say he was the one who lit the fire. Madness? Or something far more human? Desire. Desire. It built empires, moved men across oceans, lit the fire of invention and discovery. But when desire breaks free, when it stops serving life and demands to be life itself, that's when greatness turns to ruin. Even kings become slaves. That is the slavery of desire. He was only 16 when the crown of Rome was placed upon his head. Nero, the boy emperor. A soul born not for war, but for art. He loved the stage more than the throne, the sound of applause more than the sound of victory. In the glow of the torches and the roar of the crowd, he found a kind of freedom no empire could offer. But it was never enough. He wanted more. More fame, more greatness. He wanted an extraordinary kind of glory. He believed history should remember him as the greatest artist who ever lived, whatever it cost. That's when the desire for art became his ultimate master. It consumed him. Until one day, desire demanded its final act, and Rome became his stage. Nero looked upon old Rome and saw imperfection. It didn't suit his greatness. The narrow streets, the wooden houses, they were unworthy of his vision. They offended his taste, wounded his pride. In his mind, destruction was creation. He longed to see a living art within the flames. And from the ashes he would raise a masterpiece, a city reborn in his image, bearing his name, Neropolis, Nero City. But desire wears many faces. It's not always lust of the body. Nero didn't burn Rome for pleasure. He burned it for glory. He wasn't chasing pleasure. He was chasing eternity. But desire always demands a price. When the flames began to die, whispers began to rise. The people spoke in anger. The empire turned in doubt. And Nero, the artist of Rome, needed someone else to bear the blame. He found his scapegoat in a small, despised sect, the Christians. To the world, they were outcasts at the time. To Nero, they became the perfect canvas. He set them ablaze to light his gardens at night, turning horror into spectacle,
cruelty into art. But in the end, every fire burns its maker. The people rose. The Senate abandoned him. Even his own gods turned away. Alone he fled the city he once ruled, and before taking his own life, he whispered, "What an artist the world loses in me."
You know what's truly terrifying? Nero was enslaved by his own desire, and he never even realized it. His desire blinded him, twisted reality. He believed he was a martyr for art. He didn't see his crimes, he saw purpose. He didn't see evil, he saw art. And that's the real danger. Because when desire takes hold of the mind, it silences the voice of reason. It doesn't blind the eyes, it blinds the soul. Desire doesn't only hide the truth, it reshapes it. It convinces you that the fire you've lit is light, that your chains are freedom. It offers excuses, paints ugliness as beauty, and lets you sin with a clean conscience. This isn't just about Nero. It could be you. It could be me. Because when a certain desire takes root in the mind, you rarely notice it. You don't feel the chains, not when they're made of everything you ever wanted. And by the time you ask yourself, "What have I done?" something irreplaceable is usually already gone. People look back and whisper, "How was I so blind?" Only then do they see the truth. They were never free. They were slaves, slaves who once believed they were kings. So tell me, if desire blinds its captives, if we could all be prisoners without knowing it, then how do we see what we cannot see? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to be among the few, the ones wise enough to learn from mistakes they never had to make themselves, then like the video and subscribe to the channel.